Hey everyone, happy February. This is the February energy forecast, and before we get into things, you can always pick up a Cosmic Shadow Light subscription. It's a monthly subscription. Each month there's a more in-depth collective energy reading along with a PDF that has information on the full moons, crystal suggestions, grid suggestions, ritual prompts for whatever's going down, the full moon, the new moon. February it'll be a Mercury retrograde prompt. Lots of stuff in it along with workshops and rituals that you get access to, plus 2019's workshops and rituals. And there was 12 of those. There'll be about 12 this year too. So, but check it out on the website. All links are down below. But that's a really good way to stay, that's what I'm looking for. Stay on track. Know where you're going, stay on track, get some guidance, and get where you're going. So, okay. Let's get into the reading today. I have the Wisdom of the Oracle. I've just been really into this deck lately, so I'm going to use it. Wisdom of the Oracle, Sacred Rose Tarot, one of my favorites, and the Handmade Affirmation cards. So let's see what we get today. Serendipity. So, my question to you, are you like, yay, this is happening? Or are you like shutting yourself down? Ignoring signs and things like that coming to you and be like, oh yeah, it's not. Life gets busy and sometimes you miss those things, and it's hard to see where this serendipitous actions, what's the word I'm looking for? It's gone. Where the serendipity is coming in. So pay attention to what's going on, and if you're just missing things, if you're too wrapped up in the I gotta go to the grocery store, I gotta go to this, the dog needs blah blah and da 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 da, and you're in that little bubble of planning and just almost like tunnel vision, where you're and things are happening and you're like, so you don't see them. That's what you want to be aware of. Getting caught up in that. Oh my God, nothing's happening. It's not working. What shows you that you're having serendipity? What are those things? One of the things that kind of tells me I'm on the right track, I look at the clock and there's variations of 11s. 11s and 7s for me. That can be something that lets you know what you're doing. Or if you just simply ask for a sign. If you're had that tunnel vision and you can be like, hey universe, hey guides, I know I've been really tunnel visioned and trying to get all this stuff done. Can you please send me a sign? Because I've been wrapped up in my hectic everyday life, not paying that much attention. And that's okay, it happens. It's really hard to be present and aware all the time to see everything that serendipity is bringing us. It's exhausting, frankly, to be that aware and that present all the time. You do need downtime, but you do want to spend a good portion of your life in the present and aware arena. Just because it is so easy to ignore that aspect of paying attention and being really present in doing all that stuff you're caught up in right now, and ignoring what's happening on the way there. Not seeing the things that, need to be seen or known. So look where you're cutting that off. And it feels really just like it's not even like a rejection of it. It's simply, I got all this stuff to do, and it's not humanly possible to do it in one day. A lot of times, some of us have so many to-do lists, and if you got kids and pets and significant others, yeah, they all take time. They all take up time. And those are all living creatures, so you have to pay attention to them. They're not, the things like, the dishes can sit for till whenever you get to them. There's some things that can wait, and other things, well, they can't. So let's pick 2 cards. See what we get. Okay. We have to get in there. So, okay, we have, first off, the Page of Pentacles. And I gotta say, I haven't really tracked like collective year energies like 2020 equals 4, which would correspond to the Emperor in Tarot. And last in 2019 was the Hangman. I haven't really tracked that kind of information in my life. And I started doing it this year just because I'm like, Hangman. Wow, that made a lot of sense compared with my Hermit personal year card. And how I kind of felt and everything. Ooh. Those were 2 really deep introspective cards that came to me at the same time from various places. And paying attention to the energy shift as we went into 2020 with the Emperor, it's just like, holy moly, it's so different. So I started, I'm going to track this for a while. But there's so much more momentum in 2020 than there was in 2019. And like in a really kind of like rolling good, going kind of outgoing in a good way energy. Whereas 2019 felt, at least for me, felt really like things were they were rolling into an introspective reflection of things, which made a lot of sense. And there were some things that really did need like reflection upon, and that was really awesome. But this year it's like much more buoyant, much more energetic, much more enthusiastic and outgoing. And I feel like this reading is reflecting that outgoingness and buoyancy and get it done kind of stuff with serendipity of paying attention as we move through the mundane life and caught up in our cares and hurries and stuff. But here, so we have the Page of Pentacles, which also feels really connected to that newer energy of the Emperor and working with that. And because Emperor's a foundation, I feel like there's been a lot of foundational energy in January and still moving into February for us. So Page of Pentacles, where do you want your wealth and abundance to be? Where do you want your prosperity to really take root? To create stable foundations for you to work from. As pages are always like the earthy part of things. And pentacles are earth. So we have like this really stable base. But, the thing about earth is you can just bury yourself in it too. So don't bury yourself. Don't hold back. Let this energy of the page, this youthful, I can say youthful vigor come into your life and look at where you want to put that in. It could be your money. It could be family, friends. It could be a combo of that. You get to define what your abundance and prosperity and wealth is. It doesn't have to be monetary. If you don't want it to be, it could be health issues. If you're having some health problems, where do you want to fill things with abundance right now? Because that's going to be big and juicy. Use that stability that the Page of Pentacles is bringing in for you, bolstered by that your energy of the Emperor, and see where that takes you, because the next card is the Chariot. And this one can be a little freaky because it goes really fast and you feel like, oh my God, I'm going to fall on my face. We're going so fast and you want to put on the brakes because it feels out of control. And really, with these 2 other cards hanging out in this reading, the Chariot is not feeling that out of control. You need that momentum. We need to keep working and rolling forward, sideways. Maybe you're taking a little detour off into the sideways land. That's fine. What you don't want to do is put on the brakes and kind of just stop it and be like, ew, ow. It's going to kind of, energetically, it's going to feel like you're slamming into the wall. If you go, oh my God, no, too fast. Slam on the brakes, bam, ow. You don't want that. You want to just go for it. Let things roll a little bit faster. Take some risks that you're afraid of. Because, serendipity is here backing you up. If you're going to pay attention to it, it's going to be like, here's that, here's what you need to help build foundational things in whatever you're defining your abundance, prosperity, wealth as. And the Chariot, well, go for it. Take some leaps. Take some risks. They don't have to be giant ones. You do not have to, make this huge, big, giant leap that costs everything unless you want to, unless that's where you are. They can be small leaps. They can be little small leaps of, I did this. I did whatever. Just these small things of, small things add up to big things. So do not discount tiny things, little tiny rolling leaps that take you far with each one you take. So a lot of times when you take it step by step, it's a lot easier to deal with than be like, yeah, I'm just gonna, and then you freak out, put the brakes on the Chariot, and you go flying off. Little pharaoh cats are still like, what you doing? Okay. I am abundant. So, can I pick that one better? So, see your abundance. I feel like this is part of your serendipity. It's like one of the, those little things you see on social media where you pick pick out 3 words you see. One of mine's compassionate flow. And, that's one of the things I'm working for. And that's like this abundance. You're kind of wanting to create abundance in your life. And why did I just say kind of? I hate it when I say kind of. It's one, those phrases where you're like, you're trying to break your habit of saying it. Kind of is one of those. And I find in art, when I do art lessons, I say it a lot. I'm like, no more kind of, or just sorta, and kind of. It's like, no, stop it. If you listen a lot of times on TV right now, actually is a really popular word that needs to not actually be used, because actually it's used way too often. But back to abundance. So we have a really flowing, outgoing, buoyant, really great energy going for February. So see your abundance, see your gratitude in it. Love, gratitude, money is another one. I found one of those things. That was another good one. And so when I'm working with money issues, I'm trying to remember that it's like love, gratitude, and money. It's going to bring on the love. I'm going to bring on the gratitude and let it flow into my money. So that's what we're looking at. That kind of energy this month with our affirmation card of reminding ourselves we are already in a state of abundance if we choose to be that way, and we may not be where we are. Where we want to be, we may not even be at that level yet. And sometimes when ends are hard to meet, it's really hard to stay in that mindset. And I find that focusing in on the non-monetary abundance in my life helps when you're struggling financially. It's difficult and it's no fun when that happens. But sometimes if you can refocus, you can make yourself feel at least better inside. And a lot of times when you feel better inside, then you're like, how you can start that planning of how to get out of there. But we have serendipity, reminding us to pay attention to whatever signs are coming to us. Page of Pentacles, just build that foundation. Go for it. Make those little leaps. And you're being an abundant being by going through this spiritual process of working with this energy this month, of being willing to do it and see things and just simply be awesome. So, okay. Let's do just a little bit of light language before we sign off. And just aim this at helping bring in the energies we've talked about in this reading. So, ito sa tahatapan niya tataro si tititimpi hadalani konani ira ala kitata atitishimoka. Mission nandatata kitara tiencho pry. Kenakodari ishikapadani ke. Joshisha shisha nakatihan to. Banakadara isemede te. Zutakatio kopetata titiroka. Isimikete. Hoteketata musha. Shoshaka ke kotapatatala shimuka. Sheta nota ida odaramekatat ishina. Wadabatakati kodani a. Hoshita kotamikati yahi. Jiniki kata. Oh, heketo. Just let that energy sink in there for a bit. Some deep breaths in. Let them come out. Go drink some water and let that absorb. And everyone have a wonderful month. And I'll see you around. A beautiful day. Bye-bye. Go out there and be the love in the world.